right, folks, our next guest does not believe the government is treating local contractors fairly, even as he is concerned about a perception of preference for Chinese construction companies for major projects. Joining us this morning is Incorporated Master Builders Association of Jamaica President, Mr. Lenworth Kelly. Morning, sir. Welcome this morning.
Good morning.
Was that quote accurate?
Yes.
Is that what you said?
Yes.
All right. Let me start by asking what the folks that we have brought in from overseas, rebuilding, I'm talking about construction, can we match them in not only expertise, but do we have facilities, resources? Can we match them in all of that?
No, it depends on the skill level. Certainly can't match in terms of resources.
Can't match them.
China to Jamaica, no. Don't even go there. We can't match them in terms of resources. What we really ask for is a level playing field, so allow us to also re-equip, retool, give us the same concessions, the duty concessions that they get, because we are expected to work as subcontractors to say, China Harbour, but they get duty concessions and we don't.
Duty concessions to bring what?
Bring in equipment, material, and all of that. Duty-free tools, all of that.
And your group?
No local contractor I'm aware of gets anything like that. And we have been asking for that for years. Level the playing field, allow us to retool. Because remember now, they do bring technologies and practices that we learn from. I stated that clearly in the article. Because you come in with new stuff, you want to learn from the best. Correct. It's not a fighting boy, get out of here. You want to learn from them. And we're saying, even when you're granting work permits, you're saying that if there's technology coming and people need to operate and implement those things, then ensure that locals are paired so we don't have to keep importing it. Because that's our issue, that money goes back out when it's spent with the foreigner. So empower us to be able to do the same thing here.
Yes.
That's how we're asking.
There was one instance that someone said, listen, we put it to tender and nobody local bid for it. So what is the bidding process when it comes to projects? And as you're saying, should that process include certain considerations for us as local people?
All right, yes. So if you're doing international bids, what a lot of jurisdictions do to empower their local companies and allow them to grow in capacity, use what they call a margin of preference. So the foreign bidder would have to be lower than your local by, say, more than 15% to get the job. So if you go in places like South Africa, Swaziland, a lot of countries use this because there's retention of the monies when it's spent with your local. When it's spent with a foreigner, everything goes back out. So, and there's a lot more local input which stimulates the local economy. With regards to the process, the bidding process, our government has all of these mechanisms which are, it would appear, largely meant to control corruption because they are not efficient. So it's not about efficiency, and a procurement process really should be about efficiency and best value. And you look at value in different ways, economic value and so on. And for us, when you examine the process, anybody in government to tell you, it's not easy to get a project done through all those processes just to come to bid. And so you see in Parliament, MPs complaining about why this don't reach up, why this project don't come up yet to bid, it don't reach the contractor yet to get the opportunity to give a price, And from time to time, you will have some bids that just don't get a response. And what we have found at the master builders is that agencies will call and they say, we put out this bid, but we haven't had any responses. Can you guys do something about it? Reach out to members, and for different reasons, people say, boy, we never see that bid, or some of the conditions are too onerous. So there are various reasons why people don't.
Let me stick with Delia's question, though. So what happens? So if them building, if say a highway right there, so them building the highway, what happens? When you hear, as the president of Master Builder, so them go do something in St. Thomas, what happened after that?
Well, no, it depends. So like the highways are government-to-government arrangements.
Right.
So China, the government of China is funding it. So
that
in their conditions, no. So in their conditions, you have to use their contract.
All right. So local
normally,
bids, no. Right. What happens?
Normally, what happens is that after they go through all their pre-procurement issues and they come to bid now, so they put it out in the papers, it's online on what you call the GoJet platform, because it's largely online now. Mm-hmm. Bidders will look at it. You look if you meet the qualifying criteria to bid, and you submit a bid if everything else suits you. Sometimes there are different things there that different contractors may say, no, maybe that bid bond is too high for this kind of project. I can't tie up those resources now. So there's different reasons. But remember, it's open. It's no secret. So 100 people can bid if 100 people qualify. Sometimes you may get 2 bidders, sometimes 1 bidder. So it happens. And sometimes there's no bidder. So from time to time, these things happen because it's open.
Right.
Right? So really that's
so what? So I started by saying, or I think the headline on your article says, we can do it too. Mm-hmm. We can do what too?
All right. So if you're going to do projects and you want to grow your locals, so you have different ways of looking at it. If you want to do 10 miles a project, you may decide to go, just by example, you may decide to go a mile at a time to allow your locals to grow capacity, or you may decide to go 10 miles the whole way. So you may decide to go maybe a mile in this financial year, a mile in next financial year, that kind of thing. So you can break it down to allow growth, and sometimes that's not allowed. So I understand how you go, government are trying, we don't have this money and we need this now. So you go straight to government, and certainly if I come and borrow from you, Neville, you go and say, what's in it for me? You have to use one of my man to do the work. And so I appreciate these things. Right. We are saying, just make sure there's allowance in there for maximum local participation.
What has the response been like since you've made that call?
Well, the call has been made. It's the Chinese that did just arrive, So the call has been made. I will understand government to government arrangements. Once that's there, you have to respect that. So facilitation is made for local entities to participate in whatever way. And so there has been an increased level of local participation. And that comes with pains too, because people trying to know, grow, and how one of the things I must give government credit for is how we do projects now. We don't do the road now, and then later on they say people come digging up the road, boy, I need to run a pipe, I need to run a cable. So everything goes as one now. So it's going to appear much slower, but don't expect the dig up. So we should get longevity on these kind of.
In your article, what are you suggesting that you, when I say you, I mean local people, could do that the Chinese are doing?
Oh no, man! They would have brought Neville some practices. I mean, I personally have been on location and I see some methods and that kind of thing that I've learned from, right? And so one of the things, and people will tell you about the work ethic. And it will happen in other places, because I often point out to people, we had done a project in Trinidad. We went to Trinidad to work. We didn't have nothing to do but work, So we would go there 6 in the morning, we work, the locals will arrive at say 8, but we are 2 hours in already, and them have to leave, go home to them family at 5, and we are there till 10 o'clock. Then we go home, we bathe, sleep, eat, and come back next month, because we have nothing doing. And so you can be a lot more productive when you're away from. But when you are away, your family, you have all of these other things to attend to. So you're a lot more efficient. So we take that. So what we try to do is to take as much from that as we can, move people to live close to the site kind of thing, and give them a break every month to go home and that kind of thing. So, and technology. Like bridge technology, they are wonderful at bridge technology. And we are not. We can build these bridges, but when we come to longer span bridges and the equipment, the technology to launch them, they're really good. They have developed some great systems. So there's a lot to learn from. We want to make sure that they don't depart, and we haven't had that. So then what means the next time we have to call them back again. You understand? So we won't have, you get what I'm saying? So that's what we're saying. We need to have the technology transfer, and we need to certainly empower locals. So youth coming out, the engineers, we're losing a lot of them. Them can't them not getting any room anywhere. And whether we hear that there are no engineers, which we don't disagree with, there are engineers, but they need to be paid properly too.
All right.
Interesting. I'm not so certain I get the fullness of everything still, but it's interesting. I read the article. It's interesting, and hopefully things will pan out the way you want to see it done. Incorporated Master Builders Association of Jamaica President, Mr. Lenworth Kelly.
Coming up next, we discuss the dangers of obsessive love.